Now, let me give you another piece. Yesterday it came out, and again, another distraction on what's really going on. Yesterday it came out, we now know where the president was during the Osama bin Laden thing. He was playing cards. Oh, excuse me, what? Remember, the story was that he spent all day long, and he was in those meetings, and he just was tough decisions, and he was there. Well, we know that's not true because the London Telegraph has said that the president himself came off of the golf course 20 minutes before the raid.
Yeah, Daily Mail.
Daily Mail. Mm-hmm. So he was on the golf course that day, 20 minutes before the raid. Now, where was he during the raid?
It was a very long day. I spent the entire day at the White House, and probably, typically like the weekends, he'll work like a half day.
It's Reggie Love, by the way, his personal assistant.
And this Sunday, we worked we were there until almost, I think he went on TV at midnight, and almost midnight. And sat around in the private dining room, kind of like, most people were like down in the Situation Room, but he was like, I'm not going to be down here. I can't watch this entire thing. And so he, myself, Pete Souza, the White House photographer, and Marvin, we must have played 15 games of spades.
Okay, 15 games of spades. 15.
That's where he
hands,
was.
Not hands. 15 games of spades.
Yeah.
That's quite a time playing spades. So that's where the president was, which brings me to a couple of things that I just want to point out to you. First of all, who can't watch the biggest villain in American history being shot? Who can't watch? One, somebody who is internally conflicted on this whole thing. And if you are a fan of the Muslim Brotherhood and you have embraced the Muslim Brotherhood, may I remind you that on 9/11 this year, they are planning a 1 million Muslim march on the lawn, on the mall in Washington, D.C., 1 million Muslim march. It's being done by the American Muslim PAC, and they have a list of demands, one of which is that we stop saying that Muslims were responsible and pinning all of the 9/11 on the Muslims. They want the 9/11 records released. Okay, is that our good, friendly neighborhood Muslim? So if you are in bed with the Muslim Brotherhood and you are in bed with the people, then there's a chance this president couldn't watch it because he thinks injustice is being done. Now, I don't particularly subscribe to that point of view because I don't think the president is a Muslim, but I do think he has Muslim and Arabic sympathies that run much deeper than his American sympathies. The other reason why you play spades all day and you're not in the Situation Room is because you're a coward. You're just, I'm so upset. I just can't, I don't know, I can't watch that. It's so exciting and yet so dangerous. I can't watch that. Who does that? That's a girl. That's a guy who, rides a girl's bike with a little girl helmet. He's not in the Situation Room? What kind of commander-in-chief is not in the Situation Room? Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He's not conflicted at all. He's worried about the men. Okay, let's play that out in our heads. You're not worried about the men, or you're worried about the men, but you're so worried that you won't sit there and be with them. It's not like you're a casual observer. You ordered them to go do it. That means, and here's the key word, you have the responsibility to be there with them. You have the responsibility, if the call needs to be made, that they don't have to send somebody up on the elevator to go get you and say, Mr. President, I have to make a call right now. You make the call. You're there. You sent them into harm's way. And you can't watch it. Now, let me give you one more piece on this. Do you remember the picture where Hillary Clinton is sitting at the conference room table in the Situation Room. If you've ever been to the Situation Room or have you ever seen pictures of the Situation Room, the entire room is designed for the President of the United States because he's the commander-in-chief. Not the generals, nobody else. He makes the call. So the entire Situation Room is built with him at the head of the table. All of the monitors sit in front of him. Everybody else has to turn their body and look. He sits directly in front of them. All the clocks, all the intel, everything is on that wall facing him. All built for him in that power situation. We have the picture? Yeah. Okay. So
who's sitting at the head of the table? There's one chair.
There's one chair. It's the presidential chair. Now, who is sitting at the head of that table?
The general.
The general is sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have some advisors and Hillary Clinton. Uh-huh. And then you have Joe Biden, who has been sitting there. He's got a computer in front of him.
The president is not even at the table.
Hang on just a second. You'll notice the president doesn't have a computer. Yeah. Joe Biden has one. Hillary has one. Everyone has a computer. The president doesn't even have a computer sitting in front of him.
No, because he's been playing cards, apparently.
Exactly right. Now, here's the thing. The president of the United States walks into a room. I've been reading a lot about Walt Disney. Walt Disney used to walk in a room and nobody ever told anybody to do it. There was just so much profound respect for that man that when he walked into a room, everybody stood. Now, that's Walt Disney, a cartoon guy. Mm-hmm. This is the president of the United States.
Nobody got up and offered him a chair?
Nobody
at
got
the table?
Up. Nobody got up.
The general didn't say, Mr. President, here you go.
This is your chair. Mr. President.
As soon as I don't care what time he came in, that's what would happen.
That's your chair.
You would think.
Right. The president's like, no, just that's fine.
I just pull up a folding chair.
I just want to, I'm coming in just for a second. I'm not going to stay long. No. He's in the corner, not even at the table, sitting at a little folding chair, a little teeny chair off to the side, like an aide to the general.
It's amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So this president is an observer of things, and he is afraid that you are going to figure it all out and know that he's a fraud. And the one thing, he is absolutely a fraud. He's a fraud. I don't know. He might be a better person than what they've portrayed, but he's not who he says he is. In any way, shape, or form, he's just not that guy. And he's afraid. And I feel bad for him. I feel sorry for him. But what you should know today is the only reason why they're going after the rodeo clowns and everything else is because they are freaked out you're going to figure this out. And you are figuring it out. And I'll give you the evidence of that in just a second.